Why, hello there, my dear Pre-Algebra class. Today, we have another lesson. I was asked to start off the lesson with a different accent. So, here you go. I'm talking funny. Giggle, 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 laugh, laugh, laugh. Yeah. So, let's begin. Yeehaw. First, we're going to take a look at what the lesson is called, and it can be found in section 110. This is the last section before your test. So make sure you pay attention. This will be on the test. The coordinate plane is the title of the lesson. It's also what we'll be covering. It's found on page 52 of your textbook. So let's get started. First, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to copy this down in your notes. Now, before you do anything, and don't pause, listen. It's a good idea to get a straight edge so you can make sure these lines are nice and straight. You have a straight edge going this way. The lines in your paper can help you make this line. But get a ruler or a book or a piece of paper, like fold the paper slightly if you need to help you make this straight also. You then need to go, hopefully you can see clearly, that you need to go and put little notches there, evenly spaced apart, and label them. You need to make sure that these are positive and these are positive, while these ones going down and these ones going to the left are negative, okay? Put an O here. That's not a zero, that's an O. It stands for origin. This is the origin, where everything starts. You need to make sure you also put an X right here and a Y right here. So at this point, now is a good time to pause the video to copy it all down. Make sure it looks all nice and neat because that's very important. A sloppy coordinate plane is going to make your understanding sloppy and maybe hurt your grades. So don't do that. I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into what this stuff is all about. We need to label this. So hopefully at this point you pause the video, you have this drawn. Now we can label this a little bit. So first things first, let's label this line right here. That line right there is called the x-axis. Okay? The x, does that look more like an X? So the x-axis, that's what this one is called. While this one over here is called the y-axis. Okay? So we have our x-axis and our y-axis. The center, as I've said before, is called the origin. The origin. And if you notice, this like plus symbol basically has divided up, so we have 4 separate areas. These areas are called quadrants and they're labeled, and then you need to label them the way I do. So over here we have quadrant, and this is how you spell it. Quadrant 1, but we don't put a 1, we put a Roman numeral 1, okay? Now over here I'm not going to spell out quadrant every time, I'm just going to put a big capital Q. But this is quadrant 2 over here. Over here we have quadrant 3, and over here we have quadrant 4, and that you put a line and you put the V if you don't remember how to do Roman numerals, so that's how you do it. So we have quadrant 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeehaw. Okay. Now how do you use this thing? Okay? We will go over some of this in class, but the things I want you to know is how to do this. To have all this labeled and know what these things are is good to, you won't have to memorize this stuff for a no quiz, but you will for a test, so you might as well start. If you got time tonight, look over it. Something else you need to know is something called an ordered pair. An ordered pair is going to be two numbers, okay? It's two numbers. An ordered pair is two numbers, and they look a lot like this. So let's say we have -5, okay? -5, +2, okay? So -5, +2. This is an ordered pair. It is always going to be two numbers, and it is going to be inside parentheses. If you leave these parentheses off, you're doing it wrong. They're separated by a comma because I'm not doing, this isn't an operation. This is just a group of two numbers. I'm just saying -5 and 2. Not multiplying, not dividing, not doing anything to them. They just stay like that because this helps us plot a point on this, the graph, the coordinate plane, okay? So first we need to go over something. This first number is the x coordinate. Okay? This first number is the x coordinate. While this number over here, this 2, is the y. Oops, just need one line, not two. Is the y coordinate. Okay? X coordinate, y coordinate. So this is how you use it. If you're looking at your coordinate plane, you find where is x -5 at? Well, this is the x-axis, so x is -5 right here. Don't put a mark there. Where is y +2 at? Well, it's all +2 right here. You go to where they meet. They meet right here. So if you make a very faint line like this, and a very faint line going across like this, they meet right here. And that's where your point goes. That right there is the point -5, 2. So this ordered pair is referring to that point right there, okay? And we're going to plot some more points later on as we begin to do this. Now, points are identified with capital letters. So it makes it easier when we have to call out like, hey, go and find where point P is. Go and find out where point A is. So it's easy if we just label these. Okay, so we're going to label this with a capital B. But you can use any capital letter to do this. So this is point B, and point B is at the point -5, +2. Okay? So we'll do these things as we move on more, and you'll get the hang of it. But this stuff is real easy. Just come to class once again prepared to ask questions and discuss. You might as well start learning this and memorizing it. But, all right, I'll see y'all in class.